Good day, sir. This is my report about law on sales, Chapter 9, General Provision, Article 1637 to Article 1642. Article 1637, the provisions of this title are subject to the rules laid down by the mortgage law and the land registration law with regard to immovable property. Article 1637 means that although the Civil Code governs sales of property, when the property involved is immovable or real property, the rules of the mortgage law and the land registration law prevail, especially in matters of registrations and protection of innocent third person. In short, registrations law override ordinary rules on sale to protect persons who rely in good faith on what appears in the public registry. Protection of innocent third person. An innocent third person is one who acts in good faith, gives value, and relies on the public registry. Such person is protected even if there were earlier unregistered transaction. Comment. Protection to innocent third persons in connection with the sale of real property. Note the reference to the mortgage law and the land registration law. The mortgage law governs mortgages, liens, and encumbrances over immovable property and protects third person who rely in good faith on registered mortgages and encumbrances. Registered mortgages bind the whole world, including buyers of the property. Example, Anna owns a parcel of land. Si Anna nag-owns og parcel of land and she mortgages the land to Bank X. So si Anna ga-mortgages siya og yuta didto ni Bank X, and the mortgage is registered. Later, Anna sells the land to Ben, who buys it in good faith. So si Anna sells ni Ben og yuta nga mao siya'y nakapalit into good faith. Even if Ben is innocent, the land remains subject to the registered mortgage in favor of Bank X. Reason, under the mortgage law, a registered mortgage is enforceable against innocent third persons. The land registrations law governs the registrations of ownership and transfers of land, making registrations the best proof of ownership and protecting innocent purchasers for value who rely on the registry. Ownership belongs to the person who buys in good faith and registers first. So ang ownership is nabilong ra sa person nga nipalit og kuan kintahay, example sa yuta nga nipalit into good faith and registers first. So kung kinsa ang nakapalit og una, mao siya'y silbing makadawat og kanang proof nga naa niya ang kuan sa kintahay titulo, naa niya ang titulo, siya unang makagunit. So example, Pedro sells his land to Maria, but Maria fails to register the sale. Pedro later sells the same land to Juan, who buys in good faith and registers the sale. Juan becomes the owner even though Maria bought first. So si Maria ang unang nakapalit ani nga kanang naayuta nga gibaligya ni Pedro. So reason, under the land registration law, an innocent purchaser who registers first is protected. So kung kinsa ang nakapalit og una is naa niya ang narehistro nga papel nga gikubtanan gikan sa gobyerno nga maoy pamatuod nga siya ang unang nakapalit ug siya ang magunit nga maoy mosunod sa yuta ni Pedro nga naay pinirmahan. So Republic versus Aquino. The principal distinction between the land registration law and the public land law is that in the first, there is already a title which is to be confirmed by the first court. While in the second, there is only an imperfect title. The presumption being that the land belongs to the state, and the claim or interest is based only on this perfect title or by virtue of open, adverse, and continuous possession. In Republic versus Aquino, the Supreme Court clarified the principal distinction between the land registration law and the public land law. Under the land registration law, the applicant already possesses a title to private land, and the purpose of the court proceeding is merely to confirm and register that existing ownership. The land is presumed to be private, and the court does not grant ownership but only confirms a title that already exists. So Article 1638, by the contract of barter or exchange, one of the parties binds himself to give one thing is consideration of the other's promise to give another thing. So naatay example ani sa barter. So comment, barter defined, the article defines the contract of barter. The provision of Article 1468 must however be considered Article 1468 in the consideration of the contract consists partly in money and partly in another things. The transaction shall be characterized by the manifest intention of the parties. If such intention does not clearly appear, it shall be considered a barter if the thing given as a part of the consideration exceeds the amount of the money or equivalent, otherwise it is a sale. Consummation and perfection of the contract barter. To be consummated requires mutual delivery, and the third is a strict construction of the price control law. Whiskey was being bartered for sugar, but because there was no whiskey, price was agreed upon. This is still barter and is not affected by the price control law. So barter defined example. A and B agree that A will give his car to B. So si A and B ni agree nga si A will give his car to B. Then B will give his motorcycle plus 20,000. So si B muhatag pud og motorcycle plus 20,000. So if the parties' clear intention is to exchange things, that the contract is barter. If intention is unclear and the motorcycle is worth more than 20,000, the contract is barter. If the 20,000 is more than the value of the motorcycle, the contract is considered a sale, not barter. So example 2 sa consummation and perfection of barter. So C agrees to exchange his laptop with D's cell phone. The contract is perfected moment both agree to the exchange, even if nothing is delivered yet. So wala pa na delivered ang contract nga gikuan ni C. So the contract is consummated only when C delivers the laptop and D delivers the cell phone. If D never accepts C as offered to exchange, there is no perfected contract of barter. So si D, kung di niya i-accept ang offer nga mo exchange si C, so matawag ni siya nga there is no perfected contract of barter. So, strict construction of the price control law. Example, A agrees to exchange 10 sacks of sugar for 5 bottles of whiskey. Later, since whiskey is unavailable, they agree on its price instead of actual delivery. The transaction remains barter, not sale. The price control law does not apply because it covers sales only, not barter. So laws restricting natural rights like ownerships and exchange must be strictly construed. So Article 1639, if one of the contracting parties, having received the thing promised him in a barter, should prove that did not belong to the person who gave it, he cannot be compelled to deliver that which he offered in exchange, but he shall be entitled to damages. So it means if in contract of barter one party already received the thing promised, but later discovers that the thing does not belong to the person who gave it, the giver was not the owner. So ang giver kay dili mao ang owner, then the receiving party cannot be forced to deliver what he promised in exchange. However, he may claim damages for the loss suffered. So example, A agrees to exchange his motorcycle with B laptop. So B already delivers the laptop to A. Later, A discovers that the laptop was stolen and did not belong to B. So si A nakadiskubre nga ang laptop is kinawat og dili jud mismo sa kang B. So na-discover ni A nga ang laptop is kinawat ra. So A cannot be compelled to give his motorcycle to B. So wala nakipag-exchange si A nga sa gusto ni B nga mag-exchange sila motorcycle to laptop. So A is entitled to damages from B for the loss caused by the invalid exchange. So comment, effect if giver was not the owner of the thing, deliver the aggrieved person is freed from the own duty to deliver. Moreover, he can claim damages. So, if in a contract of barter, the person who delivered the thing was not the owner, the party, the aggrieved person. So, first is released from his obligation to deliver the thing he promised in exchange, because consent was given on the belief that the giver was the lawful owner. And second, may claim damages for any loss or injury suffered due to the delivery of a thing that did not legally belong to the giver. This rule protects a party who acted in good faith and prevent unjust loss. So example ani kay X and Y agree to barter. X will give his watch in exchange for Y's cellphone. So si X nga kanang nag-agree si X og Y nga si X muhatag siya og watch in exchange for Y's cellphone. So si X makig-exchange ni Y og cellphone. So Y delivers the cellphone to X. Later X finds out that the cell phone was owned by another person and was only borrowed by Y. So, kanang nakakuan si X na naka-find out si X na ang cellphone nga naa ni Y is kanang hinuwam ra ug dili iyaha. And X may demand damages from Y for the inconvenience and loss caused. So, Article 1640, one who loses by eviction the thing received in barter may recover that which he gave in exchange with a right to damages, or he may only demand an indemnity for damages However, he can only make use of the right to recover the thing which he has delivered while the same remains in the possession of the other party, and without prejudice to the rights acquired in good faith in the meantime by a third person. If a person loses the thing he received in a barter because of eviction, meaning it was taken away by the true owner or by a court decision, he is given the legal remedies. He may either first recover the thing he gave in exchange plus damages, or demand only damages indemnity. However, he can recover the thing he gave only if it is still in the possession of the other party and no third person has acquired it in good faith. So sabotable ra kaayo no. So masabtan ra kaayo ang mga kanang explanation. Then eviction happens when a person is deprived of the thing he received because someone else has a better legal right over it. So the law protects the injured party in a barter by giving him options: get back what he gave and claim damages. So kuan balik, then kuha og damages, or recovery is no longer possible, claim damages only. So limitation: if the thing he gave has already been transferred to a third person who acquired it in good faith, he cannot recover the thing anymore. So his remedy is limited to damages. Comment: effect of eviction in case of barter. If evicted, the loser can choose between recovery of what he has given plus damages or claim damages. So, note the right to recover is subject to the condition laid down in the article. In the contract of barter, if one party is later evicted from the thing he received, meaning he loses it because another person has a better legal right, the law gives him alternative remedies. First, recovery of what he has given plus damages. The injured party may demand the return of the thing he delivered in exchange and also claim damages for loss suffered. So, however, this right is not absolute. He can recover the thing only if it is still in the possession of the other party and no third person has acquired rights over it in good faith. So, murag na sud ni siya nga makakuan na siya sakto kung not absolute, and he can recover only kung ang kuan sa kita kanang example ani nga wala pa na baligya sa lain nga tao na apa dito sa kinaunhan niyang gibaligyaan, so ma-recover pa niya, then kanang dili siya maka tong gibaligyaan niya ikaduha, dili sad to makabiktima og kanang kuan na tao nga mopalit ra in a bad faith. So ang kuan ani is no third person has acquired right over it in good faith. So dapat ang wala pa nakakuan siya nga kanang ang gibaligyaan man to niyag una is kanang in a good faith. So masudra to ato nga pwede pa niya ma-recover kay ang nakapalit niya is in good faith. So, claim damages only when if recovery is no longer possible. For example, the thing given was already sold to an innocent third person. The injured party may only demand indemnity for damages. So, kanang kintahay mabaligyat na to sa lain, din ang iyang gibaligyaan is kanang innocent person. So, kanang innocent person is kanang maoy na biktima, then siya na mismo ang maningil sa damages nga iyang ang nabuhat sa nagbaligya niya. So example, X and Y enter into a barter. X gives Y a car. Y gives X a house. So later, X is evicted from the house because it turns out that the house legally belongs to G. So, FX If Y still has the car, X may recover the car and claim damages from Y. If Y already sold the car to A, who bought in good faith, so si A ang nipalit in a good faith, so X cannot recover the car anymore. In that case, X remedy is limited to claiming damages only from Y. So, continue ta sa lain nga article. So, naa na ta sa Article 1641. So, Article 1641, as to all matters not specifically provided for in this title, barter shall be governed by the provisions of the preceding title relating to sales. So, if there is no specific rule on barter under title of the Civil Code, the rules on sale will apply by analogy to barter contracts. So, example, A and B enter into a barter. A gives B a laptop, B gives a motorcycle. They agree on the exchange but no date of delivery is specified. So wala pa kanang specific nga kanang date nga delivery. So since Article 1641 applies, the rules on sale regarding delivery and the obligations of the parties will govern. Comment: supplemental use of the provision on sales. If one party fails to perform, the other can demand resolution of the contract. So, explanations. So, under Article 1641, when the law on barter does not provide a specific rule, the provisions on sales apply suppletorily. So, one important rule borrowed from sales is the right of resolution or rescission. If one party fails to perform his obligation in a barter contract, for example, failure to deliver the thing promised. So, example ani kay ma-fail siya nga sa iyang deliver nga ni promise siya nga anha siya nga time mo deliver. Then the other party may demand the resolution of the contract, meaning the contract is cancelled and the parties are returned to their original positions. This principle was affirmed in Bagtan v. versus Buda D. Oller, where the Supreme Court held that the rules on sales, particularly those on resolutions due to non-performance, may be applied to barter contracts. The purpose of this rule is to ensure fairness and to prevent one party from benefiting from a contract when he does not fulfill his own obligations. So, example, A and B enter into a barter. So, barter gihapon ni siya. So, A agrees to give B a parcel of land. B agrees to give a tract. So, A delivers the land, but B fails to deliver the tract despite repeated demands. So, applying the supplemental provisions on sales, I may demand the resolution rescissions of the barter contract. As a result, the contract is cancelled, and A may recover the land and may also claim damages if proper. So Article 1642, the contract of lease may be of things or of work and service. So, a contract of lease may be either a lease of things where one party allows another to use a party for a price without transferring ownership, or a lease of work and service where one party agrees to perform work or render services for compensation. So, example, lease of things. Maria rents apartment owned by Anna for 10,000 per month. Maria may use the apartment but ownership remains with Anna. So, lease of work and service. One hires Pedro, a carpenter, to build a cabinet for 5,000. So, Pedro leases his work and service to Juan, not a thing. In short, a lease may involve either the use of a thing or the performance of work or services as long as there is payment agreement between the parties. So, comment. Lease defined in a consensual, bilateral, onerous, and commutative contract by which one person binds himself to grant temporarily the use of a thing or the rendering of some services to another who undertakes to pay some rent, compensation, or price. So, second, kinds of lease from the viewpoint of the subject matter, list of things, list of service. So this includes household, service, contract, labor, and common carriers. So list of work. This should be properly termed a contract of a piece of work instead of list of work, since this latter phrase may erroneously and with reason be confused with list of service. So list. A lease is a contract where one party temporarily allows another to use. So lease is a contract nga naay usa ka party nga mo temporary nga mo allow to use another or a thing or receive services in exchange for rent, compensation, or price. It is consensual, perfected by agreement, and bilateral. Both parties have obligations, and onerous. There is payment, then commutative. Both parties expect equivalent benefits. So example, Lina rent a house from Pedro for 8,000 a month. So Pedro allows the use of the house and Lina pays rent. So second kind of lease according to subject matter, list of things. This involves the use or enjoyment of real or personal property without transferring ownership. Example, Mark rents a motorcycle for daily use and pay a rental fee. So, B. List of service. This involves the performance of services such as household, work, labor, and transportations. Example, a family hires a house helper and pays a monthly salary. So, last is list of work, contract for a piece of work. This refers to a contract where one party agrees to produce a specific role or finish work, not merely render services. So example, a carpenter is hired to build a table for 3,000. That's all, and thank you.